Hello, welcome to Unsolved channel. So let's get to the point. There is a world that we are completely unaware of. The world of official church priests whose job is exorcism. Yes, exorcism. These people are trained for years so that they can first recognize whether this person is really possessed by demons or not. And then, through a long, difficult and dangerous process, they try to get these demons out of the bodies of these people. But the story does not end here. These priests explain things about these demons and devils, and this process that are really strange. So if you are interested and want to know more, watch the rest of the video. Let's start from here. Can people be possessed by the main devil himself, or can people summon the spirit of the main devil with their own hands? According to the beliefs of the Catholic Church, the short answer to both of these questions is yes, but what is the long answer? In the Catholic Church, there is a course called demonology, which means knowing the devil from 0 to 100 devils. Where do they start? What are their classes? What are their names? How do they enter the human body? And how can they be removed? And even if it is possible to summon the main devil himself, all of this is taught in their teachings, especially for priests whose field of work is demonology, which would be too long if I want to talk about it. But if you want me to make a video, be sure to tell me in the comments. In order to remove that genie from a person's body, they must first find out who that genie is and what its name is. There are 1 or 2 devils and many. You see, we have the main demon, and then we get to the other demons. Each of these has a name. When the name of those demons is revealed, because once they know the name, they are one step closer to pulling them out of the victim's body. Second, he has information that he could not have in any way. For example, when he talks to the tension, he knows the dark secrets of that tension's life, and the special events and bad events of that tension, and he says that even a stranger cannot know about these. The next sign is a change in voice. People who are possessed change their voice just like in horror movies. Their faces become puffy and their pupils dilate and remain dilated, and they say that when the name of God, prophets and religious issues comes up, they get extremely angry and start doing dangerous things. The next sign is that they start hurting themselves, wounding themselves, hitting other people.
The one that really stands out the most was during an exorcism when the demon manifested and the person's body began to levitate.
You saw somebody's body levitate?
I saw a person levitate during an exorcism.
How much was the levitation?
The person rose about a foot out of the chair they were in, because I'm looking at this in disbelief, and Father Carmine is praying in the right of the church, the prayers, and he's glancing over and looking, and he looks back at his book. He looks back at the person, he looks back at his book, then he takes his hand, puts it on the head of the person, and pushes him back down into the chair.
In order to remove that genie from a person's body, they must first find out who that genie is and what its name is. There are 1 or 2 devils and many. You see, we have the main demon, and then we get to the other demons. Each of these has a name. When the name of those demons is revealed, because once they know the name, they are one step closer to pulling them out of the victim's body. When they understand the name of that demon, they understand the character of this demon. Then they begin by saying the name of this demon by reciting a series of Bible prayers and a special process, which will leave this person's body. It is terrible. It is not hell or purgatory. Jesus Christ calls it the world of the abyss. The abyss is an abyss, and the point where there is no light, there is no hope. That point is the opposite of peace, and it is so bad and terrible that demons run away from it. Why do they want to go inside the human body? Why am I saying this? It is the story of Jesus Christ who goes somewhere, and there is a man who has many demons in his body, and people want to cast this person out of the body, but they are getting worse and worse. They lost hope and rejected this person, and that person was like an animal. Jesus Christ comes and sees this person and tells him that this person's condition is very bad. But Jesus Christ steps forward, and this person also kneels at the feet of Jesus Christ and says, "Don't send us to abyss." That is, the demons inside this person talk to Jesus Christ and say, "Do whatever you want, but don't send us to hell." It seems that Jesus Christ is broken-hearted and says he enters these pigs who enter the body of these pigs, and these pigs scream and leave. Told you that without these creatures, they are afraid to come out of the human body. Because if the priest does the work of exorcism correctly, these jinns will go to abs. The process of exorcising the blood of the name of Jesus and the Holy Mary means that they do this with the permission of the authorities, and they do not have the power themselves, as if they are connected to Jesus Christ and the Holy Mary. Now that you have these ideas, let's get into the story of the priest and his confrontation with the devil. It says that every demon you meet has a name. For example, Baal, and it says that each of these demons has their own distinct personality. And he says that the story of Satan is that when he comes, he appears in 3 different characters with 3 different names. The first is called Satan, the second is Lucifer, and the third is Beelzebub. Why and how is this possible? Lucifer is the same angel who was close to God, and when God creates man and says bow down to man, and says I will not bow down to this creature, and he makes a coup against God and leaves heaven, and says he falls and is said to be an angel of light, and then he becomes a devil. Well, the devil had one character in heaven, and when he is rejected, he has another character on earth, and Satan decides to divert man from reaching God and the right path. Satan is called the prince of hell, but who is Beelzebub? In the Christian religion, there are 7 main sins. Each of these sins is directly connected to one of the princes of hell, which are the main devils, and the head of all of them is the devil. Beelzebub is the 6th sin, called gluttony. You can look at this issue from 2 ways. First, no matter how much you eat, you will not be satisfied. Or no matter how much you eat and get the world's material things, you will not be satisfied. And hey, you want more and more and more wealth. I'm reminded of the cartoon Spirited Away, where Chihiro's mom and dad eat so much that they turn into pigs. Beelzebub is the god of gluttony. It is also seen in the form of an insect. Now, why does this priest say that Satan and Beelzebub are the same person when Christ is exorcism the same person? Someone says to Christ, will you expel the devil from that person's body with the name and permission of Beelzebub? Because at that time they worshipped Beelzebub as one of the gods, and Christ says why Satan should come out of this person's body in the name of Satan. I do this in the name of God, but in their teachings, it is stated that Beelzebub is the 3rd angel who is rejected after Lucifer and becomes one of the main demons. Lucifer's main sin is pride, and he sees himself as better than everyone else, and the Beelzebub is gluttony, and Satan is the god of lies. This priest says that when the devil comes and has possessed a person, everything that comes out of his mouth is a lie. That is, even when it is not for his own benefit, he still lies. Just and only lies. They say that a lie is the devil's language because it is much easier to get what he wants with a lie. He says whatever happened to get what he wants from the other side.
He's the father of lies, so the way you primarily discern him is he just lies at everything. Even when it would go better for him, he's still gonna lie.
Beelzebub always has a character, but he doesn't say what that character is. What is the secret that pulled this out from under the devil's tongue? He asks the devil, why do you come with 3 characters? Why was it divided into 3 people? Satan does not answer this. The priest asks if it was a punishment from God that you were divided into 3 parts and you can no longer be one. Satan no longer answers.
Stunned, fearful, okay, now the gloves are coming off, the whole bit. I mean, it's just this whole complexion of things. And I said, was the trifurcation of your personality the punishment for wanting to be God? And then he said yes. Basically, God split his personality as a punishment. Wow.
But that's not the only thing that the priest understood from the devil. He was a priest who talked to the devil during a long process, and the devil started to play psychological games with the devil and break his faith. Satan, why did God create hell? And the devil says that all of you have lent me a hand to build hell. I didn't build hell. I built hell with the help of you people.
It was not him, God, who created hell. It was us. So often asked the devil, did you create hell? And his response has always been the same. We all cooperated.
This was the secret of Satan. I hope you liked it. Thank you for liking and subscribing to the channel.